I didn't like you at all. And every single game that we played against each other, you have to be ready for it.
You've gone after Gary.
Yeah, because he's the one who's
I know that.
You were just kicking everybody.
But you go after one, you go after all of us, isn't it?
Your battles with each other, your games against each other will go down in folklore as one of the great sort of titanic struggles, obviously, of a generation, really, in terms of the fact that obviously Arsenal was successful, Manchester United was successful. What was it specifically? Who do you think came out on top in those battles? No, I'm asking serious now in terms of in-games. Was the games where you thought, he's done me today? He's done me today. Or were the games where you thought...
Of course, yeah, there was a few battles you'd lose out in a few, yeah. Again, I think when players come along, like Patrick, they would bring the best out of you. That's what the game's about. Who won more battles? Obviously, it's very difficult to listen. Obviously, Patrick would have had his good days and I had some good days, and I certainly enjoyed them.
It was, I believe, the best period in my career regarding when we play against United all the time. And every single game that we played against each other, you have to be ready for it. He's going to go for it. So I have to be prepared. I have to be ready to go into those challenges. We are competitors. We are winners. We don't like to be done on the field. And of course, when two people like that come together, and it became quite really challenging. I believe that if I manage to win that duel against you, that will help the teams to play with more confidence.
What would Arsene say to you before the game? Anything that you can remember about specifically playing against Roy or Paul Scholes in our midfield?
Have a go at that Gary Neville is.
Arsene will never going to say something specific. It was more about to concentrate on the game, and not get carried on by the challenges that can happen. It was more focusing on the football and try to play the game, but never any kind of advice how to conduct myself on the field. No.
Maybe it was towards the end, maybe that Invincibles type team when we struggled for a few seasons, and we definitely came out to be aggressive against you. We definitely came out to stop you. We knew that if we let you play, we were dead. Around that time, it seemed to get a little bit more angry. Did you feel that we were being overly aggressive against you and that we were getting away with things?
I felt that through the years, of course, I think United were more aggressive, tried to intimidate us a little bit more. We felt that we were getting closer to you because the target was, if we want to win the league, you have to finish above United. We were training every day. We were playing the game and the target was United. How do you get there?
I think that Arsenal team from so I think you won the league in 2002. I think that 2 or 3 year period there for Arsenal was the most difficult, or the toughest team I'd ever played against.
So I run down the tunnel at Highbury, tight tunnel, you know the tunnel, and I can hear all of a sudden, like a doom, these thuds behind me, and him shouting my name. And he ran up behind me in the tunnel, and he went, "You won't kick our fucking players today," or something.
Yes.
Do you remember that, Patrick?
That was planned. I didn't like you at all. I couldn't stand you because you were just kicking everybody. And at that game, I was just like, I have to
make him know.
To make you aware that today you were not going to touch Robert. And I think at time you went over the top. It was too much. And it was too obvious. You were allowed to do what you really wanted to do. So it was, for me, I had it planned in my mind. The warm-up, I see you going to the tunnel, I will run after you. I saw you running, going into the tunnel, and I just run behind you. And I just wanted to make you aware that today will be different and it will be something that is not going to happen.
I used to sit next to him. Peter would sit there, I would be next, then it was Dennis, then it was Roy. And I think I said to Dennis and Roy, I said, Vieira just had to go at me in the tunnel.
I came down and there was something going on. I knew there was noises, but I forgot the armband. But when I came back out then the second time, I knew something had gone on.
Yeah.
And obviously what you said previously, I was quite relaxed with it, actually. No, I was.
But Roy, when I see that one, you do look a lot more agitated about when you're saying, right,
well, I was agitated because I felt...
So here we go.
No, but do you know what my annoyance would be a little bit? Is that you've gone after Nev. You've gone after Gary.
Yeah, because he's the one who's
I know that, but you go after one, you go after all of us, isn't it? It's that, you've got to have that attitude.
But now you understand it from Patrick's point of view now.
But Patrick Patrick was the enemy back then. He's not the enemy now, but he was then.
It ended up 4-2, didn't it?
Arsenal scored.
You won 4-4,
Arsenal scored the first goal. And Ashley Cole must have known because he came over to me.
Right, yeah.
And he shouted at you.
Screaming in my face. There you go.
But I just felt, I mentioned earlier, but I just felt there was always that element of respect with us and obviously hatred and rivalry and personality clashes. But when they were doing that in the tunnel, I just felt that's the bit that would annoy me as a player. And I just thought, no, that's what I was probably annoyed at. Hold on a sec, I don't mind going to battle out on the pitch, but not all this stuff in the tunnel. And I just felt I felt from our point of view, I just felt Gary was an easy target. And that's why I would be,
You know what, I wish I was involved in it because I would have definitely been at the back saying, you shut your mouth. I would have definitely loved to be.
And do you know what I said? I said, well, I'll see you outside.
Brilliant times. It's brilliant.